So when you do put out new feeders or you change your location or you put different food in those feeders, let's talk about that. What kind of reaction that the birds have to that new food being put out?
Sometimes the reaction is not what we want. I know you get a brand new feeder. Three things: a brand new feeder, which may look different, putting a different food in a feeder you have, or changing the location of an existing feeder or a new feeder. I think the worst thing is a new type of food, a brand new feeder looks a little different in a new location. But you're excited about it. You do this and you put it out there, and nothing happens. The birds seem to shy away from it, or they pay no attention to it. They look and go somewhere else. There's a couple of things involved here. Birds are indeed creatures of habit. They see something, they finally test it, nothing ate them when they were there, and the food was okay, so they come back and they start depending on this food source. It's reliable, they know about it. They come back and it looks different. We're kind of the same way. You go to your favorite restaurant and you get a steak and it's yellow. You know, it's a steak, but you're not going to eat that thing. You're going to back away until you're sure that everything's okay. The birds do the same thing. We get so many calls over the years about somebody making one of these changes. A feeder that looks very different is one of them, and food in their regular feeder that looks very different. And I'll show you some in just a minute. And then moving to position of where the feeder is. They get used to the food, the look, and the position. Any of those change, you may have a problem. And like I said, the calls we get are like, well, I put your seed in my feeder and the birds just don't like it. Well, you got to give them some time. They will get used to it, and they may like it a whole lot better once they get past the change. Let me grab a feeder here. And well, first of all, hey, we'll do a little plug. This is a Coles feeder. And I love these things, not only because it says Coles on the top. They're good looking, they're very durable, and the easy clean is just phenomenal. No problem cleaning this feeder at all. But here's a nice new feeder. We just bought it. We're going to put it out, and what they're used to seeing, maybe it's an old plastic feeder or some other feeder that's totally different shape, and now that's the new look. And then you have something. The other problem is, here's a nice tube feeder, Coles again, and this has Coles hot meats in it. It looks probably different than a lot of the foods they're used to seeing. And they're going to look at this and they don't see what they used to eat. They'll just be a little shy about it. They may come and look and then go away, come back, but you're going to see a slowdown, a big slowdown because of that. And here's another example of really great food, pure sunflower meat. This is like the chocolate bars for birds. They just love this stuff. All birds, even birds that don't typically eat seed, can eat this because there's no shell. But look, it just looks different than what they're used to seeing. And I'll guarantee you that if they start eating, once they start eating this, you won't be able to stop them. The other thing you have to keep in mind is position. They know where the feeder and their source of food is, and if it moves probably more than 3 to 6 feet away, they're going to be a little hesitant to go to the new location. And you see this especially with hummingbirds, by the way. That's a great example of these guys keying in on a location. You'll see we receive returning hummingbirds come in the springtime, and they know where the feeder was last year. And literally, if it's 2 feet away, they'll come to where it used to be and hover and look, and then go somewhere and perch for a minute before they finally come back and try the new feeder, that same feeder 2 feet away. So these guys are positional. The whole point of this is give it time. If you're buying one of the Coles feeds, I keep looking over here at them, be assured it's good stuff, or we wouldn't have it out there. The birds are going to love it, or we wouldn't sell it. So you just have to be patient and realize that if you change the position of your feeder, if you have a brand new feeder that looks a little bit different, or change the type of seed in it, you're going to have a slowdown for a while. It's just going to happen until they get used to it. Then it'll really pick up and everything will be back to normal. Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching. and I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to share it.